don't you just want to gobble that up? Anyway, yeast would consume the sugars and the carbs, leading to fermentation. Once most of the oxygen had been exhausted, this process would result in ethanol. The closest record remains of this brewing process were found in what is now Iran, a country where drinking alcohol is highly taboo under the Shia clerical rule. Nonetheless, archaeologists have found calcium oxalate on pottery, which is the result of the brewing process. The first true urban civilization were the Sumerians, who set up the first city-states of Uruk and Ur alongside others with organized bureaucracies. In the city of Nippur, the Sumerians worshipped the goddess of brewing called Ninkasi. Yes, some ancient Middle Easterners had a goddess of beer. She was not, however, associated with another alcoholic drink, wine. I find it rather amusing that they would choose a goddess to symbolize beer rather than wine, given that in modern Western culture, beer is associated with masculinity, while wine with femininity. Perhaps women played a critical role in the beer-making process, and perhaps consumption patterns by gender were reversed. In the Sumerian Epic of Gilgamesh, the oldest story ever recorded, King Gilgamesh's enemy turned best friend Enkidu, the wild man, was known to guzzle lots of beer. The epic story is obviously fictional, but that doesn't change the fact that the city of Uruk, which Gilgamesh was the past legendary leader of, oftentimes did in fact pay its workers in booze. It would be Egypt that would be most famous for brewing barley beer. After their agricultural production was based off of growing grains along the Nile, this produced quite a lot of spare grain that could be used for beer. The Egyptians probably used it as a byproduct of bread making, rather than for porridge. Beer was also served to seasonal farmers who worked on the pyramids. Probably not the best thing to be drinking while you're operating heavy machinery though. But who could pass off the free beer? This early beer probably was a lot chunkier than the smooth brews we enjoy today. Sumerian beer craft would be adopted by other Mesopotamians like the Babylonians, who had their priestesses double as brewers. As strange as it sounds, beer was a major part of religious ceremonies, as after 4, 5, 6, 7 beers you'd probably think that the gods were talking to you. Further to the north, in Bronze Age Europe where civilization was not as well developed, beer was oftentimes used as a way to drink safely, as the brewing process killed off some pathogens that existed in freshwater.